Hey guys, welcome to the Edge Martial Arts. My name is Grandmaster Thorn. I'm going to bring you through a class. So the first thing I want to do is we always start and finish everything with respect, and I'm going to talk about that in a second, but the way we do that in martial arts is we're going to bow. So what I want you to do is take your feet, you're going to slide your feet together. So you're going to use your left side, so your foot on this side is your left, okay? Slide that foot over to your right? So you take your feet and you slide them all the way together. Since we always focus on small things first, let's make sure we're touching our toes and touching our heels. So I don't want my feet kind of close, right? I want them all the way together. My body nice and straight, nice and tall, paying attention to my body. Put my fingers straight like this. I curl my thumbs and put them on the side, and I put them right on the side of my legs. So I'm standing up super tall at attention position, paying attention to the teacher, ready to get started. I'm not looking around, my body's not lazy, right? It's ready to start. Okay, now from here we bow. So we take and we bend at our body here, so we just bend forward. So I don't bend my knees, I don't curl my back, I try to keep my back straight, and I have a good bow, show respect. And I come back up, and then we're ready to start. So we're gonna do that again at the end of the class. So what we're doing at the beginning of the class, we're paying attention, and we're bowing. Bowing's like shaking hands. It's a show of respect. Okay, so now the first one we're gonna do is real simple, we're gonna do jumping jacks. So we put our feet apart, and then together. And if you're really good at this, I know this is kind of slow, so you maybe just kind of speed up. So apart, together, together. Then we're trying to clap our legs, kind of like our chariot position, our attention position. And then we're gonna clap our hands up here. So together, apart, together, apart. Just going back and forth. Now if you're good, you can just keep going, right? If it's kind of hard, just pause each time. Right, together, apart. Just moving. Whatever pace you can do. Like I said, if you can keep going super fast, you can try to race me and see what you can do. If you're still kind of learning, take your time. Right now we're gonna run in place. Let's start off by running low. We're just kind of chopping those feet. We're moving those hands a little bit. We're getting that body warmed up. Remember, when we get our body warmed up, it's gonna be easier to move around and do cool like ninja stuff, right? So we're moving. Then we start to go a little bit taller jumps, right? Now our legs are getting a little bit higher. Just kind of feel your blood flowing a little bit. Oh man, kind of hard to breathe. Now we're getting our knees up higher. Right, bigger arm motions, higher knees, and we're just moving a little bit quicker. Okay, stop. Feel yourself moving just a little bit. Oh man, feels kind of good, right? So now we're gonna take arms and make big circles. So we're gonna bring them way back behind, round them up to the top, and forward, big circles. Right, get those arms nice and loose. Let's try and go the other way. So we're gonna bring them forward and then up and around. Right, you can go a little bit quicker if you really have those flexible shoulders, or we can go nice and slow. Next thing is we're gonna have a seat on the ground. Okay, so we have a seat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put one foot out. So one leg is super straight, and one leg is on the inside. So we take this leg, we just pull our foot to the inside of our body. Okay, my shoulders are back. Trying to sit up as tall as I can. I'm gonna have my toes back. So we call this, when we're stretching like this, karate toes. We call this dancer toes. Okay, so we're not gonna point, because some of the things we're gonna do, we require those toes to be back and the bottom of that leg to stretch out. So we wanna have that leg like that. I'm gonna have my back straight. I'm gonna keep my chin up. I'm gonna try and push myself all the way forward. So I'm thinking about my chin going towards my toes. Now watch how I make a mistake. If it starts to get tight and I bend my knees, see how there's space underneath there? This isn't a good stretch. So I don't want to do it this way. So what I'm going to want to do is keep my legs super flat to the ground, and maybe today I'm not super flexible. So I only go a little bit, right? Not enough where I'm kind of relaxed. I still want to feel my legs stretching on the bottom, but maybe this is as far as I can go before my leg starts to cheat. Right, so I gotta keep my legs straight, and I gotta keep my toes back, and I maybe think of touching my belly to my leg. Because sometimes if we think about touching our head to our leg, I start to curve, and then I cheat on my body too, and then I don't get a good stretch. Okay, let's switch to our other foot. So one foot in, other foot out. Karate toes or dancer toes, which one? Okay, karate toes. So my karate toes are back, my foot's on the inside, my leg is super straight. My back is straight, my chin is up, and I lower towards my foot. Remember, if you're kind of sore and you're already feeling your legs stretching, then maybe we just stay in this position right here. If you're pretty good, you go a little bit farther, right? little bit farther. But if I go a little bit farther and my knee bends, then I want to slowly push it down and lift myself up again. So I only want to do the stretch as far as my body will let me do it the right way, where I kind of feel it getting a little bit stretchier, right? Because we can't be super flexible overnight. Now, some of you are probably already smushing your body right into your leg, and that is awesome. Now, if you keep stretching, you will just stay flexible, and that's pretty cool too, okay? So let's try this. We have one foot out. We're gonna put our other foot out. So our toes are back on both legs, okay? So both legs have our toes back. My hands are in the middle, and do I wanna curl my body down and kind of squish up, or do I wanna have my body straight and tall? Yep, I wanna have it straight and tall, correct, okay? So my back is straight, my head is up, my chin is up nice and high. And watch what I do with my hands. Put my hands down and I'm crawling them out. So I just keep them crawling, kind of like a spider, just crawl. I just keep them going. Right now, if my legs start to hurt, then I just stop right there. If they don't hurt, I just keep going, right, as far as I can. Now watch how this works. Let's say I'm crawling them out and my knee starts to bend or my foot starts to cheat because I'm not flexible enough yet. Remember, I want to keep this straight. My toes up, and maybe I just don't stretch as far today. And then tomorrow when I do this class, I'll probably be more flexible and I get just a tiny bit farther, right? And if I keep getting a tiny bit farther every day, eventually I'll be super low because you don't have to get there on day one, right? So I'm walking out, feeling pretty good. Now, if you start to get your hands pretty far out, there are new challenges. When they're pretty far out, watch my elbows. I take my elbows and I try to touch them to the floor, but I'm still looking at you, right? I don't want to look down at the floor and do it. I'm gonna keep my eyes up, try and lower my elbows to the ground. So if you're able to touch your elbows, watch what I do. Then I lock them, I walk them out a little bit, and I try it again. If I can do it, then I walk them out a little bit, and I try it again. And eventually, we start to get pretty low, but we're trying to hold these stretches and make those legs slowly stretch without what? Yeah, correct. We don't want to have cheating. When we have cheating, our muscles don't stretch the right way. Okay, so I'm nice and low. And after a little bit of time, now watch here. I'm gonna keep my hands in the middle. I'm gonna try and bring my elbow towards the floor, towards my knee. So I try and bring my elbow by my knee. So we're leaning over to your left. So you should be going this direction, right? And that's your left side. And we start leaning, trying to keep my head up, bring my head, try and touch my head to my toes, right? That's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. If my knees are bending, then I don't want to go as far. I go the other way. I bring my right elbow to my knees. Remember, this is your right side. So I'm going this direction. Remember, knowing our left and right is going to be really important for class because sometimes I like to say left hand or right hand. It's real important to start to practice that. Remember your left and remember your right. So I'm leaning to my side. Oh man, I feel the stretch is getting good. I'm getting ready to do some stuff today. Now I come up nice and tall. I sit up super tall like this. I'm going to grab my knees. I'm going to pull up on my knees and I'm going to let my feet touch together like this. Okay, so now the bottom of my feet are together. I'm going to take my arms, I'm going to push my knees down. Okay, and when I get down pretty far, I'm going to take my hands and grab onto my shins, pull my shins in a little bit. Now watch this. So I'm holding, it's kind of like a hook grip, right? It's not a C grip, it's a hook grip. So my thumb is on the side of my hand in my hook grip, and I take my hook grip and I grab onto my shin. Now I take my elbows and I drive down into my knee. Then I make my other hook grip, and I drive down into my knee. And then I try to keep my chin up and I can lean forward, right? So I'm trying to push those knees down in the floor. So I don't want them way up here like this. I wouldn't want them up like this. I want to try to push them down. Now remember, if we're not super flexible on day one, is that okay? Yeah, it's okay, right? Now if you've done this class a bunch of times, you're probably getting pretty flexible, so we want to start to get those knees a little bit lower than the first day we did it. And my legs are nice and low. My back is super straight. I'm leaning into my stretch. Right? Okay, good. Getting that body loose. We have two more stretches. I'm going to start to talk about something as we do these stretches. Let's get in position first. So our feet are out. Okay? I take my one leg, I bend it in. This is where my knee is. I'm going to cross my foot over my knee. So your left leg is bent. That's over your right leg. Put my hands back behind me. I'm going to slide my foot up to my seat. I'm going to try and sit up real tall. I want to try to feel the stretch in the outside of my hip here. Now, some of you are real loose. You might just pack in a little ball here. So, as we're training today, let's think about being respectful. And then also let's think about being helpful. Okay? So, how many times do you think that you practice being respectful in a day? And that could be real simple things. It could be saying please or thank you, right, when you want something or you get something, okay? It could be just being polite. You could be like holding a door for someone, which is helpful and respectful. You could help carry things like to the car or from the car, correct? You know, switch your legs, ready? Other foot goes out, your left leg is out. Your right foot crosses over the top. Your hands go back. Slide your foot up and you get up nice and tall. So when you want something, do you just demand that you get it, or do you ask politely if you may have it, right? When you get something, do you always say thank you, or do you just run away with whatever you have? So think of all the things that maybe people do for you during the day, right? They give you food, they give you a ride, they help you with something. And when they do those things, it's polite or it's respectful to say thank you, right? Now, sometimes people do things for us maybe we don't necessarily appreciate, we don't want to have happen, but that's still something someone went out of their way to do. We should still say thank you maybe, right? Okay? And then during class, we were already showing respect by bowing, right? That was part of our being respectful. And in the class, we're going to do the same thing. It's kind of like saying thank you for teaching me, and then I bow, and it's kind of like saying thank you for listening to me the whole time, right? Okay, so I'm feeling pretty loose. I think I'm ready to go. Let's review again real quick. This is your left side, right? And this is your right side. That's important because we're going to be trying to use some of those words. So the first thing I want to practice, since we're already down on the ground, is something called a ground stance. Like, do you think it's possible if there was a bully in the room, right? And you were maybe sitting down and watching like a movie or TV or something, that they could come up and they could be a bully to you while you're sitting on the floor? And that's not very good, right? You can't stand up and kick and punch. We're on the ground. So let's work on a position we can use to keep people away from us when we're on the floor, okay? Then maybe let's work on how to get up, because that'd be important too, not just to stay on the floor, but how to get up on our feet so we can leave the room or go get a teacher or whatever the situation is. So let's say I'm sitting like this and there's a bully picking on me. What if the bully wanted to hurt me, right? If they want to push me or hit me or throw things at me. If I'm sitting like this, it's really hard to protect myself. So what I want to do is I want to get onto my side or onto my back, and I can use my feet to kind of block stuff. So let's do this. I'm going to have you turn and look over towards your left. So we look in this direction. And I'm going to go right on my back. So I just lay flat on my back. Oh, right? I'm taking a nap right now, though. So I'm on my back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my hands here like this to block my face in case someone tried to throw something at me or hit me in some way, right? Or shove on me. And I'm going to pick up my foot, right? Or I can pick my other foot up, right? So I use my feet to keep the person away. Okay, just relax for a second. During this drill, if you're not used to this and your neck is sore, it's okay for right now to put one hand under your head and kind of help hold your head up. Because as we're learning martial arts, we start to get stronger necks. And then we can do this drill much easier. So on day one, if you're new, your neck might be kind of sore, right? So you can go ahead and hold your head if we're doing some of these drills, instead of just laying your head back like this when we do them. Okay, so we're up like this, and we have one leg up, and what happens if they get real close, we could push the person away, we could hold them off, we could even bring up both feet to hold the person off. So to make this a little bit easier to understand, I'm going to use my wave master here. We're going to pretend that this is the bully, right? So if this is a bad guy, or this is a bully, and I'm laying on my back, I can take my foot and I can put it on them. I could try to push them away from me, right? Or if they try coming close to me, I can put my feet on them to hold them back. And I can block my head. Remember, if your neck is sore, feel free just to hold it up while we do this drill. If it's not, if you got a strong neck, we'll just keep our hands like this. So this will be my stance I can use to hold the person off. Now, if this is a good bad guy or a good bully, they might try to move around you in a circle to get around your legs. So then we have to move. So I'm going to turn this way, and we can do this together, okay? So let's face this way. Put our hands up, and let's lift our left leg up in the air. And then we're going to move to our right. So we're going to move our right foot out and turn our body. And turn our body. So now, let's pretend the person's going the other way. So we put our left foot down, we pick our right foot up, and we turn our body. And all I'm doing is taking my foot and I'm stepping nice and far, and then I'm pulling myself. See how that works? Now I switch my legs and I rotate. Maybe it's little steps, right? I can go either direction. So just practice switching back and forth with me. So see if you can stay along. So I can move this way, switch, move, switch, move, right? And we keep changing, okay? So now what happens is if that bully moves around us, or that bad guy moves around us, our feet are up, and we're able to stay with them, keep pushing them away, and stopping them from hitting us or throwing things at us, using our legs as kind of a shield and a way to push them away. Now, if it was a bully, and we're not in danger, maybe they're just a bully, maybe they're a little kid, they're trying to annoy us, right? We probably shouldn't kick that person, because we're not in danger. Maybe we're annoyed, but we're not in danger. Now let's say we have a bully or a bad guy who's trying to take us or hurt us. Then it would be okay to kick the person, right, when we're in danger. So in this situation, right, if we have our techniques that we use to stop people, we could be here and we could also use our legs then to kick the person, right? So you can practice kicking them in order to try to keep them away if it's a bad guy, right? Not when like mom and dad annoy us or brothers or sisters annoy us, but like a bad guy, like trying to kidnap you, okay? So we're on our back, have our hands, let's pretend the bad guy's here. So we bring our leg back, I bring my knee really close to my body, and then I fire it out. And then I bring it back. Switch, let's do this. Take your knee, bring it really close to your body, and then fire it out. So show me a kick. Ready? Bring it up. Loud yell as power, and down. Now, if there's people sleeping, maybe we shouldn't be yelling, right? But if it's okay right now, let's make some noise. So ready? Leg up, and down. Another leg up, and down. The leg up, and down. So let's practice our moving and our kicking, okay? So we're gonna bring our left leg up. Ready? Let's start moving this way. So we're moving and then kick. Other foot up, moving in a circle, and then kick. Now let's bring both feet up. Right? And that would be another option. So now, if I want to stand up and I want to get away, I want to run away, I want to run or two, maybe it's just a person picking on me. I just want to go to my room and stay away, right? They're not being very respectful. And I just want to get away from the situation. I still want to get to my feet, but it's possible that when you try to get up, someone might shove you back down, right? Or they throw something at you, or they try to hit you. So if we get up the wrong way, like if I just get up like this, now my hands are down and my face is open. They might throw something, hit me in the face. I don't like that idea. So there's got to be a good way to get up. Do you know the right way to get up? Okay. We have a martial arts way. We call it get up. Pretty simple, right? We call it get up. Okay. So let's practice. We'll turn this way. We'll turn to your left first. Let's turn to your left. Okay. Now watch how this works. We go on our back. We're blocking the person away. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn towards you. You turn towards me on your side. And you notice I'm up on my elbow. Okay. My kicking leg is up. It's up here in the air. Watch what I'm going to do. When I have my hand above my face, so I'm on my elbow. Right. Your left hand is up. Your left leg is up. Let's do this. Let's put your left leg on the floor. Now my hand is still blocking my face, right? If this is my bad guy, I'm still facing my bad guy with my hand. I'm gonna get up on my other hand, right? So your right arm is locked. It's on the floor. This foot's on the floor, this hand here. So now, we're gonna do an easier version first. Then we'll do the advanced version. So watch how this works. I take my hand and I put it down. So I have both hands on the mat, right? My feet are on the ground. Now watch what I do. I'm going to put my weight on my hands, nice and heavy, kind of like a push-up. I'm going to take my knee here. I'm going to put it back like this. So onto both knees. I'm going to put my weight on my hands. I'm going to hop up on my feet. I'm going to bring my hands up. Now I'm on my feet. Now that's not the perfect way to do it, but it's kind of a beginner way to do it. And hopefully, if we practice enough times, we'll learn to do the advanced way of doing it, right? We'll learn the right way. So we're going to go here. We have our foot. I have my hand on the floor, set up nice and tall. So I'm not on my elbow anymore. I'm up on my hand. I'm blocking. Imagine I have a bad guy right now. I'm blocking. I put my hands down, okay? My foot stays. This one here, my right leg, right, or your right leg, comes back. Now watch where I put it this time. Instead of going underneath me, I'm gonna try to put it on the other side of my hand, way over here, so I have a big stance. See, I have a big stance now. And then I try to stand up. And then I bring my hands up. And then I'm up on my feet. Okay, so let's do it again. So we're on the ground. My foot's on the floor. My hands up between me and my target, right, me and the bad guy. Put my hands down. This time, instead of my knee, I'm gonna try and go to my foot. So now I have my feet on the floor and my hands on the floor. Now watch this, see how my feet are close to my hands? This is very hard to do. So what I want is kind of like I'm getting ready to do the splits. I have my feet really far, and my hands really close, and then I stand up. So now we're getting a little bit better at it. Okay, let's do it again. Now, the nice thing is, you're watching this and it's a video, which means you can pause it. So if this is kind of tricky, you could go back a little bit and you could do the previous ways I did it a couple more times, and then when you're ready, you could start to get to these more advanced versions, right? That's the kind of the nice thing of watching a video is we can do some review. Okay, so now, my leg is up, my hand is up, put my foot down, on my hand nice and strong, both hands down. Remember, I want to keep watching. Now right now, me and you are watching each other, right? So I can see if you're doing it right, trying to see if I'm doing it right. But if I was doing this for real, I want to keep my eyes on the bad guy the whole time, right? So that's something we want to eventually think about. My hands are down. I'm going to bring my leg back and I put it right on my foot this time. So I go back, I stand up nice and tall, and I put my foot on the floor. Then I lift my hands up, turn towards my bad guy. All right, it's getting easier. Okay, let's find out. So ready? Foot, hand, other hand. I put my hands down. This time I'm going to try to keep watching my person. Right? I'm going to keep watching. So I'm going to keep looking here. So I'm here, and I pull my foot back behind my hand. And my hands are up, and then I'm away. Okay? Let's do it again. Now watch what we change. Watch this. If it's been pretty easy, maybe you pause it and practice. Maybe you're just really good at this. My hand is up, and now I take this leg and I bring it back behind me with only one hand on the floor. So I only have one hand. I keep one hand blocking, so I keep looking at this person, pull my leg back, and then I stand up. Now that I'm up, I could use my other martial arts moves, my blocks, my kicks, all those kinds of things, or I could run, right? So now that I'm on my feet, if this is a bad guy, someone trying to hurt me, should I stay here and should I fight them, or should I run? I think running's the best option, because if you fight them and they get a hold of you, they can take you, right? Or if they know more karate moves than you, then they can beat you, right? But if I run, it makes it really hard for them to do the things they want to do to hurt me, okay? And it's possible, if it's a bully and I run away, they call me names as I run away. They call me a chicken, call me those kind of things. It's never real respectful to hurt my feelings, is it, right? Bullies aren't nice people. But it feels a lot better the next day for someone to have called me a name than if they punched me in the nose. Because if I get punched in the nose, the next day my nose still hurts, right? So running away is a little bit better choice, a little bit smarter choice. Then I can get a teacher, or mom and dad, someone to find out that this person isn't really doing the right things. They're not being respectful, correct? Okay? So after I get on my feet, my goal would be to try to find the right place to go. Principal, teachers, mom, dad, wherever it is I'm safe, okay? If we're in a situation where I just can't get away from this person, maybe I can't go to my room, can't run to a teacher, right? And they've grabbed a hold of me, so I get up my feet, they grab a hold. That's then when we could use our strikes to try to hit the person, make them want to let go, and then run for safety. So I want you to practice these moves over and over and over, because they could stop you from being stuck on the floor if a bully's trying to pick on you, right? Bad guy's trying to hurt you. But also, if you practice these, it's going to make a couple of your muscles a little bit stronger. That's going to help your other sports out, right? It's going to help out your coordination and your balance. It's really good. And then for another piece of homework to do outside of practicing the karate moves, I want you to think maybe 3 ways that you could be helpful today and that you can be respectful today, right? So find 3 times, or even especially 3 different ways to be awesome. Instead of saying thank you 3 times, find 3 ways, right? 3 ways to be respectful, which is thank you, please, give someone a compliment, right? Being helpful, holding a door, helping carry stuff, being quiet while someone's on the phone, right? So I want you to think of 3 ways you could do these things and try and accomplish those before you watch the video again, okay? All right, have a good day. I hope you had some fun. Master Thorn with the Edge Martial Arts. We're gonna do a quick bow real fast before you leave, just because I think it's nice to always start things with respect and always finish. So let's do this. We'll do a chin position. We touch our toes together, we touch our heels, we have our back super straight, put our fingers together like this, curl our thumbs on the side, put our hands on our legs, back super straight, and then we stand up super tall paying attention, and then we have a bow to show respect. All right, thank you for watching, thank you for playing with me today. I hope you do practice, I hope you do accomplish your homework with respect and the helpful things, and then I hope to see you again soon.